Hey everybody, my name's Chris Roy.
My name is Matt Lopes.
Welcome to the You Should...
Sorry. I'm sorry.
What?
You want to restart that?
No, we're powering. What?
Welcome to the You Should Be Worried podcast. Go ahead, Chris. You start it.
I brought the music back.
The music is back. It's just going again. Da, da. Go ahead. Go ahead. Start it, Chris.
Well, today on the podcast...
I had a bagel.
Yeah.
I had a bagel before we did this. I came into Ben's house and I was like, "Hey Ben, can I make you a bagel?" And Ben was like, "I don't want a bagel." And I was like, "All right, can I make myself a bagel?" I asked the actual question I wanted to ask.
Like
second.
Like a kid who had a nightmare and walked into his parents' room.
Yeah,
Hey Ben,
yeah.
Ben.
You ever see the video of the little kid going up to his mom and was like, "You want Taco Bell?" Because the kid wants Taco Bell. It's funny. It's the energy that I was giving. I didn't mean to give it, but
What are you
hold
gonna
on,
do? You don't have your sunglasses on, but that's the whole.
Think that I'm fucking cool.
They're
Dude.
gonna forget that this is a podcast of cool guys.
It's an audio podcast. I forgot. Forgot that I needed to put my cool sunglasses on for the audio podcast.
Hey, there's that segment of hardcore viewers that watch the YouTube, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All 80 of you.
We put a lot of work
You
into
guys are fucking killing it out there.
Ugh.
How does it feel being one of the exclusive members of one of the fastest growing podcasts known to human existence? I'm just going to give you some time to answer that while you're staring at us, looking at you, waiting for you to answer the question. What if Dora just like fucking came out of the TV sometimes?
I would call ICE. I would immediately call ICE and be like, "Excuse me? There's an illegal Mexican toddler in my living room. I'd like her deported. She's taking away jobs.
Put her in a cage!
Yeah, she's taking away jobs from honest, hardworking American toddlers."
Yeah, dude. Her parents were crazy for letting her do all that shit by herself.
Yeah, dude, I don't think they were present. I think maybe she has a dark past. Like her parents are passed out alcoholics, and she's... What if that's all Dora the Explorer was like a metaphor? Like it's how the kid sees the world, but in reality she's in like a flop house and like everyone's drunken on heroin, and
Holy
in
fuck.
her imagination though she's in the forest and the
Yeah,
and
she's
Swiper
really
the,
in a basement with a bunch of graffiti on the
Yeah.
wall.
Swiper the fox isn't actually a fox. It's like her uncle trying to molest her, and she's like, "Swiper, no swiping!"
shit.
Like narrowly avoids getting molested every
Jesus
episode.
Christ.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. I love when TV shows do that, you know? Something, just a little something for the adults.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Dora getting molested.
it's a little something for the adults.
So the adults can sit there and watch with their kids and be like, "I'm enjoying this too," you know?
Boots is just the ghost of her other toddler friend that died.
Hell yeah. Maps is just this college kid who has cocaine and just fucking giving cocaine away.
I think that'd be good. I think it'd be a good show.
I feel like I give off Benny vibes from Dora.
Wait,
you know Benny the
who's-
bull, the blue bull?
Oh my god, that was such a deep cut.
I don't.
How is that a deep cut? He's in most of the episodes.
My parents didn't really let me
He
watch
is,
Dora.
dude. All right, well, I didn't watch it either, but I know of the fucking lore.
They're like, if you're gonna watch Foreigners, watch Caillou.
I've
Get some
seen all the-
British
This
values.
This motherfucker is not in a majority of the episodes.
Yes, he is.
No, he is
fucking
not.
show people right here. Fucking
Yeah,
Benny.
I guess I have to.
You know who Benny the Bull is, Chris? Benny
No.
the Bull. You don't?
If you turn the TV on, we can
He's
show him.
he's a blue bull. The
It's
TV
on.
is on, actually.
Fuck you!
Do your job.
Dude, I
God damn it! Releasing public information, private information to the public.
speaking of
God.
speaking of oh, I do actually remember that character now. You're speaking of children's shows.
Is that me or is that not me?
It is giving Matt, but that one right there is giving Matt vibes.
Hell yeah, dude.
But
All right,
did
go
you,
ahead.
speaking of children's show, do you remember Gullah Gullah Valley?
No, never.
It was
Is that like Gilligan's Island?
no, I think it was like in the late 90s, but it was
Fraggle Rock?
yeah, that's it. Gullah Gullah Island. So it was
Oh.
it took place in Jamaica, and there was just like this Jamaican family that was friends with this giant anthropomorphic yellow frog that,
Jesus
that
fuck.
spoke with like the
Yo,
thickest
that
Jamaican
dog,
accent.
that frog looks like he has fucking like some kind of sexual transmitted disease. Like, why does he have warts and shit?
'Cause
Are those
he's-
supposed to be freckles? Because they look like warts.
Well, I
dude.
think he might actually be a toad. So maybe they're like, toads are all bumpy
Okay, but are these kids like hugging this frog?
all the time.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
the parents go to their jobs and just leave the kids alone with the frog.
You should not touch that frog.
And he just talks in a thick Jamaican accent, which I won't replicate here, but it's nuts.
Oh my god. And the frog spoke in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah, like he speaks full patois.
Fuck. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Gullah Gullah
dude.
Island was a fun one.
They saw Kermit the Frog and they were like, we can do that, but better.
And
Like, we can do a Kermit the Frog version of Big Bird. Big yellow frog. That Gullah Gullah Island doesn't seem like a show that is this early 2000s?
I think this was like late 90s.
Late
Because I always forget I was raised by the TV. So even though I was born in 94,
Yeah.
like I started watching TV at like 1 year old.
Right.
So
right.
I remember everything for like hours. My parents would just leave me in front of it and leave for the day.
I don't know. I was a big Blue's Clues kid. And then after that I don't like people who consider themselves SpongeBob kids.
Why is it too mainstream for you?
It is.
Everyone was a
like
SpongeBob
something.
kid.
Yeah, like I also watched SpongeBob, but it wasn't a part of my fucking personality.
Yeah, it
it's not
was.
like I loved that show.
You did. Stop.
I did not. I did. I really
You're doing
didn't.
some
I'm
retroactive.
not out here watching all the episodes of SpongeBob. I'm not. And I do like when people are like, I'm a Phineas and Ferb kid, shit like that, because like,
Are you really being hipster about fucking children's shows?
yeah, dude, you can't be a SpongeBob.
All right, you know,
fan.
let's do that.
You can't be a SpongeBob.
What were your top 5 children's shows? Like that you watch from like 12 and under or whatever. Let's make that the cutoff.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Does
Okay.
that count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to consider.
Blue's Clues.
Okay.
Fucking Drake and Josh. Was that 2008-ish? Well, I was 11 in 2009, so Drake and Josh was definitely out by then. I don't know what other cartoons I would watch other than Blue's Clues growing up. Oh, I think Roly Poly Oly when I was like 2.
Oh, dude, I forgot about it. Roly Poly Oly was the shit.
Yeah, dude. When I was like 2 or 3, Roly Poly Oly was really good.
Remember when his best friend was the square-headed guy?
No, I don't remember anything about that show.
Oh, well, there's an episode early on where, like, a family, because they're all around, and then a family of square people move in next door. And it's clearly a metaphor for that they're, like, black.
Yeah,
The grandpa's, everyone's, like, excited. Oh, let's welcome the new neighbors. And the grandpa's not about it. The
Grandpa hates the squares.
Yeah, he's just, like, over in the corner, like, I didn't fight in the geometry wars to be next to a couple blockheads. If I can get ready to commit a hate crime.
It's so funny because the grandpa should actually be the one that's a square. Am I right?
Can we get a round of applause for that? That was great.
Such a good play coming from Matt Lopes on the left hand corner, and he shoots and he scores.
Dude, my favorite cartoons as a kid, I liked Angry Beavers. You guys ever watch that one?
I think I remember what they looked like, but I've never seen that show.
Yeah, that was like a really late 90s, early 2000s one, but it was great. So good. They had so many like adult references in there. They have a whole episode that's just like a spoof of The Big Lebowski.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it's literally just a spoof on The Big Lebowski. They lived next to this guy called Barry White, and he was a bear that played the piano and like
Hell yeah,
had the
dude.
same voice as Barry White. Like he'd randomly like sing a Barry White spoof song on his shag piano.
That's funny.
It was great. It was such a good show. And
were you a big cat dog guy, like Ren and Stimpy kind of guy?
Ren and Stimpy, no, I never really watched that because my mom saw like one episode and was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But Cat Dog was great. I liked.
You
Cat
like
Dog.
Invader Zim?
I was an Invader Zim
Yeah,
kid.
of course you were.
I fucking
Of
loved
course you were, you
Invader
fucking
Zim.
fag.
Invader Zim was so good, dude.
Dude.
Looking back, I think Invader Zim like kind of morphed like who I would be as an adult.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
I'm a big Foster's Home kid.
Foster's Home was great.
Foster's Home was great.
Yeah.
We don't have to keep talking about this. I don't know why. Oh, what the fuck is on my shoe? Is that dirt, Ben? Ben, is that fucking dirt?
I don't know.
Ben,
dude.
answer the question. Ben, dude.
I didn't mean to come into your
fucking
house
mom,
with
dude.
fucking dirt on my shoes. Wait, no, because there's not even dirt there. That's fucking clean. Is there dirt on the bottom of this shoe?
No, but you just dropped all the dirt on the floor. Matt, I need you focused.
You have
all
a
right?
vacuum, Ben?
Yeah,
Focus
dude,
back
don't worry
in.
about it.
All right, cool.
Focus back
I
in.
will. Can we talk about we talk about Twitter a lot on this podcast? Talk about Twitter
You
a
talk
lot.
about Twitter. a lot.
No.
I've
That's
not
not
once
true.
brought
That's
up
not
Twitter.
true. You guys bring up Twitter.
No, never.
Okay, I might bring up
Ben,
Twitter
can
a
you
lot.
bring up a montage of you and me bringing up Twitter? Because nothing's gonna happen.
Quick montage. Ben has to work
Oh, wait,
for like a
there's-
week to pull up
There's nothing.
a 15-second montage.
Are you gonna bring up another fucking autopsy? Because that got us in a lot of trouble. I got a lot of
Yeah, dude.
mean
People didn't like
DMs
that
about
at
that
all.
one.
No, I was I was talking about what the fuck was it? Twitter has
Although a hot girl commented that the Mortal Kombat comments I made were, quote, wild. So kind of crushing it out here.
Yeah. Fucking Twitter has like the new homepage feed, which is it's kind of like a For You for TikTok.
Okay.
And so it'll just show you more of what you're liking. And so right now, obviously, my shit is
just people
the
being beheaded.
Worst shit imaginable and a lot of porn, right? And
that's good to mix those two signals in your brain.
The thing is, I'm not liking the porn on Twitter. I'm simply like bookmarking it, right? Because like, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna like it because if you like it, Twitter will do this thing where they'll show your followers like that. Oh, Matt likes this, and then they'll show you just fucking straight up porn. And then if you watch the whole thing or bookmark or whatever, they start showing you more of that.
Yeah, if you bookmark, the algorithm knows.
But like, what am I gonna do? I see a big titty thread. I'm not gonna scroll past it. I'm like, there might be a new pair of titties in here I haven't seen before.
Be strong. Be strong.
No, I'm not gonna be strong. Fuck that shit. But in high school, when Twitter first introduced that whole showing your followers like what your friends like what you're liking and shit.
Yeah.
There's this kid who had no idea Twitter started doing that, and so
he just put himself on blast.
Dude, and he was like the nicest kid.
Was it weird shit?
And it was straight up porn. Like it wasn't like the kind of porn you kind of see now on Twitter where it's like not really porn. They don't actually show it.
Like her
it is like hardcore woman getting fucked on Twitter. That's really only posted by those accounts that like don't have a following, and like they're really only there to upload porn to Twitter. Yeah. You know, like they don't have a following.
Those accounts that are clearly a guy's backup for if all his favorite porn gets taken down.
Yeah,
and he just puts it on like an anonymous Twitter to save for later.
And so I'm watching this. I'm on my feed, and I start getting shown porn on Twitter, and above the porn it says like Jared likes this, you know, like shit like that. And I was like, oh fuck, oh no.
That's great. I love that.
It's crazy. Like app is putting him on fucking blast. It's nuts. Like they'll never do that shit with anything else.
What Jared?
A different Jared. Jared from high school.
I'm gonna say you better specify because
Yeah,
Jared doesn't even use Twitter and now he's under fire.
Well, no, it's not our Jared. Old Jared.
Old Jared.
See, Jared wasn't even the name of that kid, and I was like, oh, I just don't want to say Sam.
Well, to be fair, he already put himself on blast with it all being out there.
Right,
so, like,
yeah.
You know, what are you gonna
I'm sorry. I'm not the one who's liking porn on Twitter. I'm sorry.
No, Matt, you got to do, we've talked about this before. Like, you got to do what I do, which is every time I see a girl I'm even remotely attracted to on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I just click the 3 dots and say, I don't want to see posts like this anymore.
No, you don't do that. Why do you do that to yourself?
Because if I have an addictive personality.
Yeah, same.
And so I know I can't watch porn anymore. Like I just don't because it just like I'll get sucked in. I'll watch it for hours.
So you imagine just porn in your mind when you're masturbating?
Yeah.
It probably keeps your imagination fresh.
My imagination's strong, dude. Just know if you're a woman that talked to me last, like before I went home.
Yeah. That's so fucking good.
But but like because porn like actually rots your brain. I'm not gonna get like super into it, but there's a bunch of studies that it basically hits the same part of your brain as like a heroin addict.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Really?
Yeah, they do brain scan. They did brain scans. It's like hitting the same dopamine receptors, and that's why it's very addictive. And so like I, as an addicted person,
what's the downside?
Because then you're flooding all your dopamine and you're depressed all the time because you're so your brain's so used to those high levels of watching porn, and then you become addicted to porn. You start watching it all the time.
So then you're only happy when you're watching porn.
Pretty much, yeah. So I don't watch porn anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't like anytime I see one of those posts, I go like I don't want to see from this user, or I don't want to see from accounts like this. You know, they have the different options, and so like my feed has been cultivated that it is now just cute animals and the most far-right racist shit you've ever seen. And those are the only two things.
But I feel like that's the shit you should be clicking away from.
So it's like...
You should be clicking report on.
I should. Some of them are like clearly jokes, and those are the ones I laugh at, but then every once in a while you'll get one that's like...
What? But that's not the same dopamine part of the brain?
Oh, social media is horrible for you. I'm getting addicted to social media. It's not quite as bad as porn, but it's pretty bad. I don't like what it's doing to my brain.
Yeah.
Like right now, I wish I could just be scrolling Instagram, looking at pictures of cute dogs and like
refreshing my explore page.
Yeah,
to see all
refreshing
the
my
new titties. That
see, then you're combining the two, and that's like doing a speedball of internet dopamine, dude. You're gonna fucking OD and die.
He's doing Instagram cocaine. Stop it.
I will be honest. The only ones I don't do that for are when it's the goat women.
Yeah, dude.
When the goat women show up.
Any recent goat women stuff happening?
No, it's really just like those 3 accounts I've shown you.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of them we've actually talked about on the podcast.
They're cute.
But it's just
They're
like
cute, dude.
Yeah.
Goat women are fucking like
goat women are the
next
new
level. Have I shared the videos with you about like those like people going to furry conventions and like the furries there are just like the nicest things ever?
Yeah, you have some a couple of those.
They're the nicest things.
Well,
and I used to fucking wish death upon all furries, like vehemently in high school. And then I'm watching these videos and like these furries are like just like meeting people, like going up to the camera and being like, "Hi, oh my God, how are you? How's your day going?" And I'm like, "I want to fuck you." What the fuck?
Well, because the thing with the furries is like, it's obviously like a weird thing, and there's clearly some mental illness going on with it.
Yeah. Well, no, was it?
100%.
Is it mental illness?
Think about this. It's one of those things
What
where
if it's just like
here's how I view it. I view it as probably something traumatic happened to you, or you had a really rough childhood, and so you don't want to live in reality. You don't want to be you anymore.
Okay.
So you do this thing where you're like, I'm gonna be an anthropomorphic neon green fox now.
So you're saying whoever
It's
is in the
escapism.
Big Bird costume is fucking
No, because
mentally
he's
ill.
getting Skrill, dude. He's getting money.
Skrill.
He's getting fucking
Skrill's my favorite ocean life. Skrill is what sharks eat or whales eat.
It's krill, but I see what you did
Oh,
there.
it is. It is
see what
krill.
you did there.
It is krill.
But no, so like so the furries though, it's just like purely. I think it's just pure escapism. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of things people do for escapism, so like I'm not gonna judge them more than I judge like other people.
Yeah.
But they just get like the brunt of like heat because it's so weird what they do.
What's worse, dressing up as a furry or liking porn on Twitter?
Same category as far as I'm concerned.
Same dopamine, same part of the brain.
But the thing is, like, what I think the furry community needs to do, normalize goat women.
Okay.
If they normalized goat women, I would go to the furry con.
Yeah, they would be way more
They go too far. They just
in
look
society.
like, because they go too far, they look like big mascot characters, and I don't want to fuck like a mascot. That is
But
no
some
interest.
of them don't look like big and they look like fucking like slim and shit.
Slim,
Like some of
some
these
slim, thick
some of
furries.
These, dude, some of these furries are built specifically to like
Ben,
have curves.
Ben, can
and
you
shit.
pull up sexy furry?
Sexy furries, please, Ben? Thank you.
It's okay. Jamie, pull that up.
We're gonna look at all of the sexy. No, okay, so we're gonna see a bunch of artwork, and I don't want that.
Everything is.
Dude, I like that, dude.
We can't show the images really on the.
Why can't we?
I mean, that one we.
It's
could show.
artwork.
This is one of the few times I've looked up something on Google and Google is telling me like
Google's like, yo, stop.
Yo, chill. Yo, these are upsetting.
Oh my god, dude, Chris, that's hot.
You guys are wrong.
Chris, that's fucking hot. Ben, what are your opinions on all this? You think all this is
It's
bad?
so gross.
I used to think
So
that,
gross.
Ben. I used to think that, but then you start seeing videos of them like treating people really nice, and you're like, oh wait, they're regular.
I'm gonna agree with Chris that there's something.
There's mental illness
There's
going
a
on, right?
there's a defect in your brain synapse where something happened to you as a child, and now this is your way.
I
of
think it's one
expressing
of those things.
Listen, we all do stand up. I think stand up and then being
100%.
furries is the same thing.
But
No,
here's what
don't-
I'll say.
Don't group that together.
You don't
just
think
made-
that's the same thing?
You just made something cool and something uncool to go together.
Yeah, we think that's cool. They think being furries is cool, Ben.
Oh, because comedy's always been super cool for only cool dudes do comedy.
It's
Yeah,
the
it
same,
is cool.
Ben, it's the same thing.
Yeah, because furries get Netflix specials. I forgot. I've seen all of those and all their
They
HBO
have-
hours.
Wait, do they not have furry TV shows out right now on Netflix?
I don't think there are.
Yeah,
really.
we all know
if you
about
go on
them.
Netflix
Hold
and
on,
type in
hold on,
furry, you
hold
will
on.
find some shit.
Hold on, Ben. Do you remember Zootopia? That little Oscar-nominated film?
That was animated.
All right, but you would not fuck that bunny?
No.
Yes, you would, dude. You're lying. You're literally
He's
lying.
getting
You're
so
lying.
mad.
You know-
Judy Hopps can't get it.
Do you know how hard
Judy
it is-
Hopps can't fucking
Do you know
get
how
it.
hard it is to argue with someone where you give your opinion that they just go, "No, you don't," and then I just got to go.
Because you don't have good
"Okay."
reasoning. You don't have good reasoning
He's
as to why
getting
you don't like it.
so mad.
Dude, you don't want to fuck an animal. You don't have good reasoning. I think the reasoning in it itself sounds pretty
Is that it's a fucking animal?
Ben, you're on the wrong side of history.
There's gonna
I'm
be
on
a
the
great
wrong
war.
side of the lights right now.
There's gonna be a
what
great
do we
war.
put in these halogens?
Dude, so I think with the furry thing though, is it's like the difference is it's like, well, Greg got molested by my uncle. But Skips the frog never got molested, and I'm Skips now. Everything's okay when I'm Skips the frog.
Google's is me name.
Yeah, he goes full Gullah Gullah Island. I think so. I honestly think that's like probably what a large part of it is. Is you're like, it's escapism because something so awful happened to you that you're like I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you went to a furry con and some of those guys were just like Iraq war veterans that like had to shoot 3 people and watch their friend die, and they're like
Their fucking eyelashes are missing.
yeah, like
They
you
got singed off.
they're completely like burned under the mask, but
Yeah,
when they're in
dude.
the costume, they're like, it's fine. I'm Dax the Lizard. Dax the Lizard never killed a family of Afghanistan children.
Dude.
Dax the Lizard just loves everybody, and that's
Holy
how they like
and they
escape.
just hide their fucking
Yeah, they just live that
their
way.
war
We
crimes.
we should go to a furry convention. I think that'd be fun.
I think it would be fun. We're gonna have to keep the cameras above the waist.
Dude, it freaks. No, I'm not judging because I don't care. Be what
You don't agree? You don't agree?
I have no sexual desire
Listen,
towards furries.
Me neither.
You've been saying some opposites.
No, like me neither. On a real note, me neither. But also,
You got super passionate.
You got
Like
very.
you yelled at me.
it's a part of my character.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
bet.
bit,
Yeah,
Ben.
dude, it's a bit.
Can't
It's
be
a
can't do
bit.
bits on the pod anymore.
Yeah,
That's clearly not a bit.
You go to Matt's Twitter and all it is him liking and favoring furry porn accounts.
Ben's like, my entire Twitter feed is furries because Matt keeps
just
liking
a fox
furry
with
porn.
huge tits.
You ever see videos of like Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's, but like people are like gawking over her and shit?
Dude, you can't be watching Five Nights at Freddy Rule 34 porn. That's too much. We gotta get you help, dude. That's too
No,
much.
I've never seen that. I'm asking if you guys have seen it and if there's any out there that you can send to me.
No, the closest to this I get, which we've discussed before, is women at Renaissance fairs that are dressed up as satyrs. We've talked about this. I like that because they're still
because it's real people on
it's
the
real
top
people.
half.
Yeah, so it's like a human, and then it's just they got weird, crazy goat legs. I'm like, it does something to my brain where I'm like, that's fucking weird. I like it.
You
The
like
furries
it,
are
but
too
then
animal.
in the back of your head the whole time, it's like, what is underneath the wool, like the fur?
They're keeping it on.
But the wool doesn't have a slot for your dick, like for your dick to fuck the.
We can
the
make
costume.
accommodation. We can figure this out. Okay, we have modern
Would you
technology.
be okay with just getting oral sex from a goat person?
100%. Yes.
And like that's the extent of your relationship?
yeah, just hold on to the horns.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, that'd be great.
That would be fucking sick.
Honestly,
But I think that I do have to we have to figure out how to fuck it.
I feel like if I just got really good blowjobs from a goat woman, and that was our whole relationship, and outside of that, we got along really well, I kind of might be okay with that for the rest of my life.
Well, then what do you give the goat? What do you give them in return? Like you're not eating out the costume.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it is a costume.
Like they don't feel anything, Are they just too nice to ask for reciprocation of like oral sex?
Maybe because I feel like you got to be on some sort of weird wavelength if you're dressing up as a satyr goat woman at Renaissance fairs, and like that's your internet persona as well. Right. So I think maybe what honestly could happen is one of them might be asexual, because I feel like a lot of those people are like gender fluid asexual people.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe they're just blowing me because they know I enjoy it, but they don't really need anything in return because that's not like their thing. Which would actually be kind of beautiful.
I don't think
No.
asexual means they would rather give than receive. I think
No, it means they
asexual
don't-
means they'd rather they
rather
don't
have
want
nothing
any.
to do with it.
Yeah,
But I'm saying
however,
she
if they were to
overcomes that.
choose, if an asexual person were to have to choose either giving or receiving, I would assume they would choose receiving.
Well, no, because I don't think they like either, but I think she would overcome that because she knows it makes me happy.
Yeah, 'cause
and
she
that's
just
how
loves
strong
you.
our love is.
Right.
And she also never takes off the goat costume, not even once ever.
Not even sleeping in it.
Not even sleeping.
And she doesn't wash it, and Chris loves how it starts to smell.
Yeah. I always want to see.
And she's like, but Chris, I have to shower.
I always wanna
You're
see-
not going to fucking shower for shit.
I always want to see you on your tippy toes in those weird goat prosthetics.
And the hooves, dude.
Yeah, and those hooves. I want to hear the
Dude.
clippy clop as we walk around the kitchen.
Yeah, dude. Would you take her out into public, or would she stay
I would
in-
have zero shame.
You would have zero shame.
I'm at the point. First of all, I'm talking about this in a very public platform, so it's all right. The cat's out of the bag. Anyone can Google this later.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where, like, at the bottom, and you were there for some of it. At the bottom, like the last 2 years of my drinking and drug use, I just had like very public rock bottom, like on stage and out in public and on social media, just like out of my mind, like doing a lot of embarrassing stuff.
Yeah.
That I no longer feel shame. Because it's like nothing will ever be as embarrassing as some of the shit I did back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like now it's like, if I walk around with the goat woman and people are like, oh, really? Yeah, that's what you like to fuck? It's like, yeah, dude, it's hot. And if they're like, that's weird, I'm like, great, no one's going to try to steal my goat girlfriend. Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I have zero, I'd be like,
and
this
you
is
take
perfect.
your hat off and you have your yarmulke on, and they're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck do we
Yeah.
have to think about this?
Dude, I'm going to make the goat woman convert to Judaism. I'm gonna
This goat bitch has horns on her head and a yarmulke
Yeah,
on.
the Seder's gonna have to come to the Seder dinner.
Ben,
you know
look
what I'm
up
saying?
Jewish goat. Jewish goat Seder.
Yeah.
Please.
So yeah, I think if I could get one of those Seder women on Instagram to convert to Judaism and give me oral sex and we get married, I think that's my dream.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Well, everybody, that's been the You Should Be Worried podcast. We want to thank you for listening to the end. You guys are the best. You can follow this podcast at You Should Be Worried Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
And Twitter, and you can follow me at Chris Warren Comedy on Instagram and Twitter. And Matt,
You can follow me at Matty Fucko on all streaming services. Ben, and all right, and Ben
in the making ITM.
In the making ITM, we got the best sketches coming out.
All the best sketches.
And you gotta just fucking check out the work, dude. It's such good work. Keep an eye out for the produced shows, and we will see you guys in the new year. Happy 2024. It's election year too. Do you know that?
Oh,
We're gonna have to talk about.
We're gonna get canceled.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that's a wild takes.